All right, I'm here with Fun King at the Gainesville Maker Faire, and he brought the Fun King 1 big printer out here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it and how you came about coming up with this?
Oh, the infamous story. Okay, so for those of you guys that are not aware, G-Create made a printer called the G-Create Big, and it was a one-off that Gordon did in the shop just one night playing around, and it wasn't available for sale, but I fell in love with it and wanted one. So I went to Gordon at Murph last year and said, hey, I'm going to rip off your design, and he said, do it. Do it. It's so much fun. You got to do it. So he said, let me show you a few things that I would do differently, and he went over. I went home and designed that printer. I showed that printer to James from Print and Play, and James said, how much does the bed weigh? And I said, 19 pounds. And he said, what about the 10 pounds of filament you're going to put on it? And I said, I didn't consider that. So he said, make the bed not move. So there was the next iteration. I made the bed not move. That's when it went to a 4-post. Then I showed it to Sanjay from E3 to EV6, who within a matter of like 2.5 seconds made me feel like an idiot because he was like, why did you make the extruder move on the long axis instead of the short axis? And I said, because I'm an idiot and you're not. And I went home and came up with iteration 3. And it was at that point I vowed that I wasn't going to show it to anybody else until I built it because I wanted to build it. And well, here she is.
It is built. Now, Xander, what do you think about this whole project?
Well, it's annoying when he tells the story 15 million times. But I'm excited to print a lot of like swords and stuff with it.
I can imagine, because you can print like your own skateboards and stuff on this, right?
Yep.
Maybe a helmet to go with it?
No.
No? Okay.
No, with this big old melon, he doesn't need no helmet.
Now, you did have problems. This is your first time shipping in the crate.
That was the first time
in the trailer.
Yep.
So, and
only the second time it's ever traveled.
Okay, only second time it's traveled, and you had an issue.
I did, and I don't even know necessarily that it was transport related because I'm unable to diagnose it properly here. But the hot end fan is not functioning, so as soon as I heated it up, it was heat creeping and causing issues, and I had to just shut it down. I'm getting no voltage to the hot end fan, so but.
Now, do you have some prints that come off here? I see your progression, and we'll get some B-roll footage of that. But I see your progression. But do you have some actually good takeoffs?
Well, that depends on what your definition of good is.
Well, for something that was designed and built by you, it doesn't take much to be good.
Everybody needs to understand that when you design and build your own printer from the ground up, you don't get to just run out on the internet and download a profile for it. Right. It doesn't exist. And even the information that I was getting, the advice I was getting from people, greatly appreciated, but unfound information. You know, oh, set your stepper motors to this much amperage.
Right.
Well, how do you know?
Right.
You've never built one of these before. So,
right.
So like it was all good starting information, but then it was a lot of tuning in between. So, so like with this guy here, and this was a fun one to diagnose because it was printing okay on this side, but not on this side. And usually, you know, when the prints fail, they fail level. This was actually due to a broken harness, but I was running into a lot of the same stuff with undercurrents, which is where the benchies come in. And you can see that there's still, and you can shoot some B of this too, but there's some issues in the slicing. So again, it's a lot of now software, tuning the software side to match the hardware. The hardware seems to be printing great.
I got you.
And I mean, it's doing a fantastic job.
So. Now, what's been the most, I want to say, difficult part of the entire process?
Bed leveling.
Really? On a bed that size, I can see that.
Yeah. As far as like the designing and building it, I won't say anything was really hard. It was time consuming. It was 8 months from the point I decided to do it to the point that it was physically built, and then the tuning started. So, but it was a fun process to go through. Making it to where I can open source it, not being able to just dig in my junk drawer and go, oh, I'm going to use these stepper motors or this piece because I want everybody else to be able to build one as well. So that part of it was difficult, the paperwork side of it. So, but yeah, drilling the holes in the bed was difficult because that was a hard choice to make.
So, but your idea is to open source this. You're not planning on going into business making big printers.
Oh, God, no, I don't want to be a printer manufacturer. No, I'm absolutely going to release a bill of material with exact specifications of what they need to buy, where they can get it, at least at the time that the bill of materials is built, and hopefully somewhat of an instructions manual on how to put it together. I want to see more of these in the wild.
Cool.
I want to know that my design is out there.
And really and truthfully, with the design that you have, the height, there is no limit other than length of extrusions, correct?
There's no limit on any of the sizes. You can actually expand or shrink this in any direction. So if you wanted this to be a 400 by 400, you just make it less long. If you want to make it taller, you can make it taller. I'm considering extending these and making them to where they use up the entire lead screw. So it's a very versatile design.
Yeah, I think somebody had the idea, if you just take one corner at a time, that you can probably do that.
He thinks it's going to be easy, but I don't know about that.
Well, man, thanks for taking your time. It's an awesome printer. I'm so glad that I got to see it in person.
I'm sorry you don't get to see it printing.
And I get to see it printing at Murph. I'm taking it.
Yeah. There will be enough people at Murph that if it doesn't work when it gets there, there'll be enough people to fix it when we get there.
We'll make sure that we have car jacks so we can get it off the floor.
Right. It needs a lift. Yeah.
Well, appreciate it. Xander, thank you, buddy. Thank you for all your input. I do, man, it's awesome. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.